I spent the first 2 years of my software sales career as a sales development representative, sitting at this desk, using this headset, making over 50,000 cold calls. Is being an SDR hard? Is going on an expedition through an Amazon jungle hard? If you decide to enter the jungle in the first place, there will be danger at every turn, an animal wanting to eat you, a poisonous plant. But throughout the journey, there will be beauty. You will grow as a person. And if you happen to reach the other side, that's where the treasure awaits you. Similar to a career in software sales, if you decide to enter the arena and start out as an entry-level SDR, which is what I did, you have the opportunity to learn how to master pipeline generation. I've promoted over 6 times with those skills. I've 4x my income. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about 3 strategies I use to promote sooner rather than later from a sales development representative to an account executive and to make the role less hard. I started my day this morning by speaking to a group of 15 SDRs in my company. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to share with you the one thing I wish I knew earlier in my software sales career as an SDR. If you enjoy my videos, hit the like button right now and comment the cherry emoji down below for the algorithm. Our goal is 15,000 subscribers, so subscribe now if you haven't already. To lay the foundation, sales development representative, business development representative, it's basically the same position. You are incentivized to generate pipeline, to set up meetings, to book demos. You are paid to be told no. You basically sit at a desk like one of these right here. You work with account executives. That's what I do. I close deals. I have thousands of companies in my name, my book of business. You as my SDR, we'll talk weekly and I'll say, go focus on these accounts. Go and try and set me meetings in these accounts. You will cold call. You'll send cold emails. You'll prospect. You'll go find the ideal buyer personas in these accounts. You'll set up meetings. If it's a good meeting, I'll qualify the opportunity and it will be pipeline. And we want a lot of pipeline because more pipeline leads to more revenue. Revenue leads to making more money, increase sales, business can grow. That's what all companies want. That's why the sales position is so important. The first strategy that you need to know to make the SDR life less hard is that you need to put in all-in effort. And what this looks like is imagine the tallest tree in the Amazon jungle. It is all in sucking up all of the nutrients, all of the sunlight, all of the water, and conquering all of the trees around it to get all of the resources so that it can grow and thrive and be the biggest tree. If you want to be the top performer in the office and the best SDR around, what you need to do is absorb all of the resources and understanding around you. And the fastest way to do that is by taking massive action and being committed to your success. I came in as an SDR right out of college, no experience, no connections, no internships. They handed me a headset, they gave me a script, and they said, Trent, start calling. And then imagine sitting at one of these desks right here, everyone's in the office, and everyone can hear you fail on a public scale. And they said, Trent, you sound like a used car salesman. I didn't come in, I wasn't very good. My first month, I absolutely failed. And I had that call to sales moment where you say, is sales really for me? So I went up and set up time with the leader at the office, one of the first dozen employees of my company that exited for $8 billion. And he said, Trent, a lot of people around here are trying hard, but are you truly all in? Have you burnt the ships and you're either gonna take the island or you're gonna die? And that's the mentality that you need to have, is that you truly need to be all in. It's not, oh, if I don't hit this promotion, I'm just gonna leave. Oh, the grass is greener at that other company. They're gonna pay me to promote to an account executive. I don't actually have to do the work. It's soft. And the people that do that will fail in the long run. But the people that truly commit to where they're at and become as good as they can and suck up all the nutrients and truly put in all in effort, what that looks like is deciding, hey, what can I control? It's my effort. Okay, I'll make 100 calls a day. I did that for 9 months straight, 2,000 calls a month. That allowed me to really understand the fundamentals, never get tired of fundamentals. And then eventually that will pay dividends over time. And that's allowed me to quickly promote up as a senior account executive, literally 4x my income 4 years out of college, which is pretty awesome. The second strategy to make being an SDR less hard is to press the join button down below to become a member of our private membership community. I lead a weekly live sales coaching call. Everyone gets on, asks their questions. I give direct firsthand perspective. And we also have a members Discord that I'd love to give you access to. So press join below for $10 a month and I'll see you there. The second strategy is to be adaptable. Think about 2020. The pandemic, very challenging. A lot of people were forced to work remote. A lot of people lost their job. It changed business and life forever. The NBA, how did they adapt? They put the players in a bubble. How does Floyd Mayweather, the top boxer in the world, how does he adapt? He doesn't come out trying to knock your head off. He's defensive. He understands your strategy and tries to use it against you. Everybody is constantly adapting and pivoting. That's why businesses pivot and sell different products to align with what people care about at the moment. Being an SDR, it's very challenging because you'll wake up and you'll find yourself in the month of late June, early July, and you'll say, oh, it's the summer, everyone's on vacation. And then you'll find yourself sometime in November saying, oh, Thanksgiving, no one's gonna answer. Oh, it's December, it's Christmas, it's Hanukkah, no one's ever gonna answer. It's all these excuses and this fake narrative you tell yourself. The better you can adapt to those narratives and say, you know what? I'm gonna be the person who does call so that I can set the meetings when my competition isn't. That is how you truly stand out. And an example of what you can do is to adapt your approach and your sequences. And when I say sequence, you identify the prospects that are your ideal buyer. We use a tool called Outreach. They're not a sponsor, I'm a net promoter. And you add them to a sequence, which is basically automate your tasks and keeps track of it. So your calls and your emails. So over the course of 23 days, I'm basically calling the prospects 8 to 9 times and emailing them 8 to 9 times as well. So it's very aggressive. And then when you work in the automated voice messages, by the end of that month, it's unavoidable that they will know my name or my company name. There's just no way around it because I'm going to get to them eventually. But what I do is I constantly update that messaging every month, every 2 months, so that it's fresh with what I know is top of mind with my prospects, with my customers. I'm constantly adapting and then taking in, okay, we're headed to an economic recession. How can I adapt my messaging to make it more relevant to them? How can I adapt my approach based on product updates? And the people that constantly adapt and change their approaches are those that will consistently be successful and outperform over time. The third strategy is being okay asking for help. Is guys, which many of you are, we don't naturally want to ask for help. We want to be the dominant person that knows all the answers, that never appears weak or vulnerable. But what you got to do when you're new in your career, or even when you're 4 years in, like myself, who thinks I'm a veteran, but I'm not, I still ask for help for this day. Before any new promotion, before any new role, even when I'm just static in my current position, I will look at people that I admire and I respect what they're doing, whether it be their work ethic, a particular skill, their internal brand, something about them intrigues me. I will reach out to them and say, look, I've been watching you from a distance. I like what you're doing. I'd like to set up a call with you to learn these specific questions that I have. What's your availability? And being willing to ask for help, it will truly separate you in the long run and make your life less hard. Because if you come in and you're struggling, okay, I get dozens of questions a day from people saying, hey, I'm about to start, or I just started. What do I do? What advice do you have? What tips, insights, I say, who is the top performing person in your office? Who are they? Reach out to them, set up time with them. And then whatever you think you are struggling with, or you don't understand, or you don't know how to do well, ask them, how do they do that? How do they think about that? And literally copy what they do in your own way. Sales is all about imitation, doing what's working at the moment. You don't get any points for being original. You don't get any extra points for coming up with some crazy messaging. It's all about what works. How can I consistently repeat it, rinse it, and do it over time? And if you are interested in my specific talk track that I've used to make over 50,000 cold calls, I built a course that I put a lot of time into. It, of course, is paid. But what I've found is if you don't make the investment in yourself, you're not going to actually take it serious. So the first link in the description below will be my B2B cold calling sales strategy and script if you're interested in checking that out. We've got some tremendous feedback so far. Anyways, life of an SDR, it's absolutely worth it. I want to see you on the other side. If you make it through the jungle and avoid all the rejection, the challenges, the thought about giving up, you'll eventually be rewarded economically, and you'll also be more confident in life because you're able to communicate more effectively, succinctly, and say more with less words. And I think that that's really what communication and human relations are all about. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button now. Of course, I know you've already commented the cherry emoji down below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not as well. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.